Hi friends, welcome to my sewing room. My name is Beth, and if you're new, welcome. Today I'm making a simple Santa Claus ornament using some strips of fabric. So for the Santa's hat, I need 4.5 inch strip, then a white strip that's 1 inch, a pink strip that's 1 inch, and then the bottom grayish white strip there is 3 inches. I also needed some backing fabric, so I put 2 strips together, a 4.5 inch gingham there and a 4 inch white. I need some buttons, some black embroidery floss for Santa's eyes, some white thread to put the button on, and then I have this gold thread to put on the top to hang the Santa ornament. I'll be showing you how to make your own pattern. It will not be exactly like mine. This is sort of a free form pattern, and I'm starting with a 2.5 inch square, and then I'm just going to round those bottom corners for the bottom of Santa's beard. And then with an 8.5 inch wide paper, I'm going to find the middle. I sort of eyeballed the middle there, and I drew a diagonal line from the edge of the beard to the top of the paper. Drew these lines in just to give you an idea of where our 1 inch strips are, and there is Santa's eyes in that pink strip. So this little pattern does not need to be exact. This is just a handmade pattern, and for a Santa ornament I think it'll be just fine. So I'm adding a little bit of a seam allowance, a little bit bigger than I needed probably, and this will be my pattern. So I'm going to take my paper scissors and I'm going to cut along the outside, that outside line. After I made my paper pattern, I took my strips and I sewed them all together. The red plaid is on top, and I think it would be fun to use any red that's in your stash. Then I added a 1 inch white strip for the brim of Santa's hat. Then there was the pink strip for his face, and then the larger white strip for Santa's beard. The reason I made strips here is so that I could make multiple ornaments. So if you were just making one, of course you would not need this long strip, but since I'll be making a few, I thought the easiest thing to do would be to sew all of my longer strips together. After my strips were sewn together, I took a pencil and I drew around my pattern. I laid the front of the Santa on my backing fabric. I guess I'm missing a little video there, but then I used the front of the Santa and I just cut around the backing, and now I'm going to, with the two pieces right sides together, I'm going to sew all the way around, leaving an opening on the right side of Santa's hat so that the seam I make later on will be just a little bit hidden in my fold when I fold his hat down. Here's our Santa Claus. I've turned Santa Claus right side out and just made sure everything was pressed out, pushed out from the inside, and now I'm going to close up that seam. You could do this by hand, but I'm going to use my machine and just do a stitch here in this little 2-inch gap, hopefully right on the edge of the fold. I'm going to put Santa's eyes in now. I thought I would do a better job sort of figuring out where they would look best after he was sewn together, but if you wanted to put the eyes in before you put the backing fabric on, it would just mean that you don't have to hide the knot like I'm going to need to do right now. So I'm going to pull in from the right side there. I'm going to tug a little bit so that my knot goes to the inside of my Santa, and I'm going to add 2 French knots for Santa's eyes. I tried to hide that little knot as best I could on the back, and now I'm ready to fold his hat down and add a button. I found that just tacking his hat down with a couple of stitches worked a little bit better. So I'll fold the hat down and then I'll add just a couple of stitches to hold it down. I'm adding a white button to the end of Santa's hat. I did not have any little bells. I thought if you had a little mini bell, that would be kind of fun to add on the end here, but I'm using what I have, and I have a lot of buttons. So after I put this button on, I'll add that gold string to hang this little Santa ornament, and I'm almost done. This is a super sweet little ornament. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.